Hello and welcome to The World at One with me, Sarah Montague.
Loads of asbestos dumped in the middle of the road, making a country lane virtually unpassable. Apart from the traffic obstruction, the cost, it's just filthy.
Will new money for some local councils help them catch or even deter fly tippers? The BBC News is read by Jane Steele. Now, in the latest effort to try to curb fly tipping, the government's going to stop any local authority from charging when people need to get rid of DIY rubbish. In future, it can be dropped at the tip for free. The announcement is part of new grants that will be awarded to certain authorities to fund projects to try to catch fly tippers in action or stop them from dumping waste in the first place. Martin Montague, no relation, runs an app that allows residents to report fly tipping, and he's been out for us this morning following up on leads.
I'm here in Hampshire at a site that's just been reported, and I'm looking at a leather sofa that's been dumped in a country lane, along with what looks to be a whole van full of asbestos and building waste. Now, it's going to cost a fortune to get this cleaned up because of the type of materials it is. Oh, and look, they've even dumped what looks to be a mattress and a couple of other bin bags full of just normal household waste here. And we've got loads of asbestos dumped in the middle of the road, making a country lane virtually unpassable. You know, apart from the traffic obstruction, the cost, it's just filthy.
Well, Martin Montague from the ClearWaste fly tipping app joins me now, as does Alison Ogden-Newton, who's Chief Executive of Keep Britain Tidy, the environmental charity. Good afternoon to you both. Good afternoon. Can I first of all just get both this idea that you will no longer be charged if you're dumping DIY to your waste, and that a third of councils were charging. Is it a good thing, Martin? Will it make a difference?
Totally. If you ask anyone in the street what the problems are with fly tipping, they'll say, I'll have to pay to dispose of it. And I really don't know who come up with the idea to start with, because it's, nonsensical, really, isn't it?
So it's a good thing they've got rid of it. Well, Alison, what do you think?
I agree. I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. Anything that encourages people to do the right thing has to be, a step forward. But it is just a small fix in what is a very, very big problem. Our waste disposal system is broken,
okay,
and we need to see serious measures.
I mean, we do. 2/3 of councils weren't charging. So is it possible to look at those areas and say, well, they didn't have as big a problem as the areas that were charging? Because that would be evidence.
It would be evidence. I don't think that's true. I think we've still got a real problem with criminals accessing domestic waste disposal. You've got people on the door, up for cash, saying that they're going to take stuff away and they're just dumping it. But really what we need, Martin was talking earlier about sofas and mattresses ending up in the countryside. What we need is a system where when you buy a mattress, built into the system is how you're going to have your old mattress retrieved and how we're going to recycle it. And local authorities need support with setting up that kind of much more thought through infrastructure, because at the moment it's the Wild West out there, which is why we have fly tipping instances going up year on year.
Martin, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, recycling's key, and I think recycling centres, as they're called, should do a bit more of it. If someone takes some rubble down, someone can collect some rubble, etc., etc. I think the biggest problem right now is actually licensing with traders, because the system's fundamentally flawed. And although the government's looking at it, most fly tipping is van loads, and most vans aren't registered that carry waste. So displaying some sort of registration number on the outside, perhaps so they could be picked up with ANPR, etc., etc., might be really useful.
So we still need people like you, because I think you go undercover, basically, don't you?
I go all over the place. Yeah, I visit all the worst fly tips in the country, and I'm out there catching these people on private land whenever I can and putting cameras up, because people are at wit's end.
Right, but it is possible. I mean, we're in a bad situation, Alison, just in a few seconds, aren't we? So it is possible, do we think, to clear things up?
It's got to be possible, because we can't go on like this, and we can't just keep building bigger and bigger holes and sticking our rubbish in it for our kids to work out what to do with it. So Alison, yes, it's got to be possible.
Alison Ogden-Newton, Martin Montague, thank you both.